With Marvel being so popular, there's a huge demand in the video game industry to make good comic book games. This is one thing that Microsoft really needs to focus on, is they need a quality comic book hero game. And notice I said quality because it has to be high quality to really stand out from everyone else. Obviously, Sony has their own. They have the Spider-Man, which is probably one of the biggest known entities in comic book history. So it's going to be hard to compete with Spider-Man in general, but I'd rather have a hero than not have a hero. And that's clearly where Microsoft is right now. And I want to talk about it. Before we get on with the video though, definitely hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the video. You can always subscribe to the channel for weekly content. And you can follow me on Twitter at LordAddictILP. And you can click that bell icon down there to be notified when I make videos. Without any further ado, let's get on with the video. What's going on, you guys? Gaming Addict here, coming at you with another video. Clearly we're going to be talking about the lack of exclusive that Microsoft has in terms of a comic book hero. It's no secret that Sony has been building this Spider-Man brand for the past few years, and with the release of their Spider-Man PS4 game, it was very clear that these comic book games can be good depending on who makes them, and they can make a great game, especially considering that the Spider-Man game was an exclusive, and it really helped drive a lot of people to the PlayStation platform and gave that platform a lot of value for having an exclusive comic book hero game. Because besides Spider-Man, there's very few quality hero games out there. You would have your Batman games and maybe the Wolverine game from the PS3. But besides those games that I've played, there's not a lot of quality when you boot up a superhero game. Let's be real. Not to mention that PlayStation has took this name, this Spider-Man game, and they branched out. That's not just an exclusive. They're getting third-party exclusive content on a game. The Marvel Avengers game, if you buy that on the PlayStation 4 platform or the PlayStation 5, you will be able to have Spider-Man on your team. And that's a big W. A lot of people that have both platforms or maybe even PC, they're going to lean towards the PlayStation brand just to play with Spidey in that game. I honestly think that besides MLB The Show, which is confirmed to go multiplayer later on this year, Spider-Man is the exclusive that PlayStation has that hurts the Xbox brand the most. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. You have your Last of Us, your God of Wars, your Uncharted. You have these games that Sony has increased the volume and increased the amount of awareness that people have, that those are PlayStation exclusive games. But Spider-Man's different. Spider-Man has been around so long. It's got movies, it's got comic books, it's got action figures, it's got TV shows that people normally wouldn't see Spider-Man and Sony together as a brand. They would see them individually. But with the launch of the game that PlayStation did, you know how they were doing the subways that was themed towards Spider-Man, they are remedying this. They are putting their name next to Spider-Man, and they want you to think every time you see Spider-Man, you think of the PlayStation brand. And that is really bad for Microsoft. Microsoft needs their own comic book hero and do with that hero that Sony's doing with Spider-Man. Let's say they went out and they got something like Black Panther, maybe Captain America. You can also get Iron Man, which I've never really seen a superhero game that does really well with flying characters. The biggest question that a lot of people will have is who's going to make this game? Who's going to build this universe? Who's going to use this character and help the Microsoft brand grow? That's why I still agree, and I am 100% on board, that if Microsoft buys Warner Brothers Studios, they have the studio, and that's Rocksteady Games. Because Warner Brothers already owns the studio that has made probably one of the best, if not the best, comic book hero ever. Those are the Batman games. They were so iconic that people started copying the combat that was in those games. Now, there's always that chance that they can get Warner Brothers, but they can't get the Batman licensing with the deal. I'm okay with that because I do personally feel like Batman has run its course, and I do understand that it is a very big franchise, and it's got a lot of fans that really love those games, and they will go out there to those stores and they will buy them regardless how many Batman games they make. but I just personally would like a little bit of a fresh scene when it comes to Rocksteady if they were acquired by Microsoft. I would like a Black Panther that's made by Rocksteady. I would even like a Spawn game that's made by them. At the end of the day, regardless what they make and regardless if they can get the Batman license to continue making those games, the biggest thing that we do know is that Microsoft needs their own superhero game. And not only does Microsoft need their own superhero game, they need one that's successful, they need one that has quality, and they probably need one of the most iconic characters that's in the franchise right now. So that's neither Batman or one of the Avengers or maybe someone like Wolverine. But at the end of the day, regardless how I feel and regardless how anyone on the internet feels, money makes the world go round. And these licensing are not cheap. So if they did do something like this, it would not be a cheap thing for them whatsoever. But I do feel like in the end, in the long run, they will be way better off in where they are as a brand if they had an exclusive superhero game that they can use to promote their consoles, that they can use to promote Game Pass. But that's just me. But anyway, tell me what you guys think. Do you guys think that Microsoft needs a superhero game? And if you think that Microsoft needs a superhero game, put in the comment section below who it should be. And also put in the comment section below if, let's say, they can't get something like Rocksteady, but they still go out and they look for someone to do this out of one of the studios that they currently own. Who would you want them to make a superhero game out of the studios that they own right now? Kind of curious on that. My money would be someone like The Initiative, but that's just me. But anyway, that's the video. Until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.